So clustering is a class of unsupervised machine learning algorithms, and being an unsupervised machine learning technique, it groups the data into different categories or clusters based only on the information from the data that describes the relationship between the different data points in a data set. So where in supervised machine learning, we have the data points and the corresponding target values or the target labels or categories for those data points, and the machine learning algorithm then learns a functional mapping from this kind of labeled data to come up with a strategy that maps a new input data point to its particular category or class or cluster. In unsupervised machine learning, we don't have a target value or the target label or target category, and we have to deduce this information using the relationship between the different data points in a data set. So clustering is a class of unsupervised machine learning algorithms. And the goal over here, given a data set of m data points, so I goes from 1 to m, where each of the xi is an n-dimensional real vector. So the goal of the clustering algorithms is to find the clusters or the categories or the classes to which each of the data points xi belong to via the relationship among all the m data points in the dataset D. So let's suppose that we have three classes or just two classes of pixels, that is we have foreground and background pixels. So now the goal of the clustering algorithm would be to divide this data set into two different subsets. So the task is to divide this set into two subsets, perhaps df and db, where df contains some subset of this data set, that is some pixels xi, I goes from 1 to p, and the db contains another set of pixels xi's, where I goes from 1 to q, where p plus q is equal to n. So the goal of the clustering algorithm would be to divide the data set, the original data set which contains m pixel, into two different sets df and db, where df contains the pixels corresponding to the foreground and db contains the pixels corresponding to background. So similarly, we can increase the number of classes or categories or clusters, and the goal of the clustering algorithm would be to automatically segment or divide the pixels into those clusters so that we can have each of those clusters represent different region or different object or different class in an image.